big guy. It's hard. I mean, just like every heavyweight, but we'll not talk about him. I don't care. I mean, listen, I don't need hoopla about me. So keep winning.
You've obviously won fights, a lot of different ways throughout your career. We know Francis is best for his knockout power. Do you feel like in a lot of ways you can pick your shots in this fight, that you could, if you want to take it to the ground, you can take it to the ground. If you want to keep it standing, do you feel like you can dictate the pace in this fight?
I understand. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to have a great game plan walking in. I'm going to execute the game plan and walk out champ.
And last question for you, Stipe. This fight, in terms of the heavyweight division, people are saying, and myself included, that this is the biggest heavyweight fight, since maybe Cain Velasquez fought Junior Dos Santos on that first ever Fox card back in 2011. I know you don't pay too much attention to that kind of stuff, but, do you feel that? Is there some excitement that, there is so much attention around this fight?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's great. That's what the sport loves. It's what the fans want. And, if it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be here right now. So I'm just happy the fans have something to be happy about.
Awesome. And for Francis, Francis, obviously everyone knows your incredible knockout power. But how confident are you in other aspects of your game when it comes to your wrestling, your conditioning, and things like that, going against a guy like Stipe who is so well-rounded?
Yes, but he's a well-rounded, but I'm more confident because, for the beginning, I had doubt about my wrestling, my conditioning, but today I've been training with the best wrestler and trying my conditioning and keep improving. And today I know that I improve in all that other steps. So I'm also the well-rounded and completely MMA fighter. So I'm not just focused about the knockout power or something like that. For this fight, I pretend to be the complete MMA fighter. Yes, and that's what I'm looking. That's why I'm going to be the champ. You're not going to fight someone as Stipe who be a good wrestler just because you have a knockout power. No, we see a lot of people fought maybe Stipe or some guy who has a knockout power but lost the fight because knockout power is not enough to win the fight. We see Stipe fought. I saw the fight against Stipe and Mark Kent, and Mark Kent have a great knockout power. But the way that the Stipe brought it in the deep water, and he wasn't able to go back to that. So that is kind of stuff that I be training about and try to gonna avoid it. And I'm able to do it.
And, Francis, coming off such a big knockout over Alistair Overeem, you obviously earned the title shot, but was there any part of you that felt like this maybe came together a little too soon, or were you happy, to turn around and fight? Basically at this point, it's about, not even 8 weeks later, you're fighting again.
No, he wasn't soon. It's not soon because, I wasn't prepared about this. Even for my training camp against Alistair Overeem, I couldn't avoid myself to think about both guys. So I was there preparing myself, trying to train for 3-round, 5-minute fight, but also 5 rounds because I knew that the fight against Alistair gonna give me Stipe, and he might gonna be right away. So just hope to be injury free, and then get ready for the next opportunity because I knew that they might probably gonna give some fight to Stipe very soon. So I just stay around.
And Francis, I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of hype around you going into this fight, and obviously you've earned a lot of that, but do you feel that pressure? Do you feel like there is a lot of pressure on you to win this fight, considering you are the favorite, going against a guy who is, about to fight in a fight that, where he could be the longest reigning heavyweight champion in history? Do you feel that pressure? Do you embrace that pressure?
Yes, I do embrace it, but I think I had pressure for my last fight against Alistair than this one because as I said before, I couldn't avoid to thought about this, to think about this 2 fights. So I had that pressure for 2 fights, and now it's only the one for 1 fight, and I'm more confident. I know that I have a skill. I have everything to win this fight. So there are no way to get pressure. And it's something that I dreamed about my whole life. I've been prepared for that, and then today I get my mind set for that, and we're gonna do it on January 20th.
And ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, it is *1 to be placed into the queue. We next move to Akhilesh Ganavarapu with MMAindia.com.
Hey guys, thank you so much for taking the time. My first couple of questions go to Stipe. Firstly, Stipe, the narrative around this fight is about Ngannou's power. So, what do you think about the narrative being about, Ngannou's power? And the second thing is, even Dana made some rather flattering remarks during the press conference. Do you think people are just pushing the narrative too much going into the fight?
No, I mean, he's a big guy. It's hard. I mean, just like every heavyweight. He got his punch measure, I guess. I never saw it, but, it showed me it's hard. I mean, I'm in the heavyweight division. I think everyone hits hard. So, no, I'm definitely going to watch out for that. I don't want to get hit with anything I want to get hit with, and, do my thing.
Right, and you've dominated the likes of Overeem and JDS, which makes, the odds even that much more surprising. So, do you think the fans and critics kind of forget those wins too soon?
Yeah, honestly, I don't care if they forgot about them or if they don't think about them. I really don't care. My main, the only thing I think about is the 20th, and walking out Anfield, which I will. I'm going to stay champ, break this record, and keep winning.
Right, and you've also talked about how UFC was pushing Ngannou, and you said they kind of hope that, Ngannou beats you. Does that play any factor going into the fight? I mean, does that, make you want to prove a point going into the fight against Ngannou?
No, I'm going to win, so it's going to prove the point. So I really don't care. He's a great fighter. He's super tough, and he's fought some really good guys, but, unfortunately he hasn't faced anyone like me yet.
All right, next couple of questions for Francis. Francis, 4 years ago, you started from nothing, when you joined MMA, when you started doing MMA. Looking back, you're fighting for the title on January 20th. So looking back, what are your thoughts on how far you've come along?
My thought is the thought of, that's a kid that always dream about something, always live with his dream. When he go to sleep tonight, he keeps his dream next to him, grow up with it, and today he is approaching the dream. He's on his way to make that dream become true. So it's just something. For me, it's some way to close the chapter of my childhood, to close the chapter of my teenager. It wasn't easy. It was a tough life, and then I didn't have an opportunity to finish with it. But I'm gonna finish with it on January 20th by beating Stipe Miocic and take the UFC title.
All right, and the surprising thing, the surprising thing is, you said there was more pressure on you for the Overeem fight than this fight. So considering that, how important do you think the victory over Overeem was for you?
He was more important, and then, he was very important, but he was someone who's going to drive me on this fight. So at the time, I had two opponents in my mind before get the UFC belt, but now I have only one, so it's different.
Right, and you have a solid grappling base as well, and people seem to forget that you have 4 submission wins in your pro MMA career. Do you think that's the case, where people underestimate your grappling?
Doesn't matter what people think. I'm an opportunity guy. That is what I'm saying. I'm always looking forward to take the first opportunity that my opponent gives me. So I'm not there to do the demonstration to show how I can grab, how I can wrestle. I'm there to win the fight, and doesn't matter where the fight goes, I'm gonna win. So I know but I also keep training as MMA fighter to be a complete MMA fighter. So I don't care about what people think. The day that I'm gonna need to prove, I'm gonna need to use my grappling game, they're gonna see it. The day that I'm gonna need to use my wrestle, they're gonna see it. But as long as I keep winning like this, I'm okay with that.
Next question comes from Mark Podolsky with the Lake County News Herald.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hey Francis, this question is for you. After you beat Overeem, you told the post fight show, you said Stipe was the interim champion, and that he was just holding the belt for you. Do you regret making that statement, or do you really think that he's not a legitimate champion?
I said he was interim champion because I wasn't there. Because I'm the real champion for this division. I'm the guy that's gonna change the heavyweight division. I started to beat Stipe on January 20th and bring more excitement for heavyweight division, who was for a long time almost forgotten.
You sound very confident. I'm wondering why do you feel so confident when Stipe has been very dominant in his last 3 fights against some legendary fighters, first round knockouts. Can you talk about your confidence level and where it is right now?
That doesn't mean nothing for me. I know what the matter is this. I know what Stipe is able to do. Almost everyone know what Stipe is almost to do. But the scary thing is this. No one doesn't know really what I'm able to do. They just say I go there for 1 minute and then I win the fight. But they really don't have an idea for what I can do. So that's why I feel confident. I'm confident because I know what is I can say the limit of Stipe, but no one can tell my limit. They will always say, yes, can Ngannou do this? Can Ngannou do that? Can